Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
Partly cloudy today, becoming humid. On the way to 85, it's 70 downtown. A couple different news stories we want to highlight. A big bear sighting in Cascade. That's a pretty big deal, but not as big of a deal. It's a big deal that the bear is there, but even, I guess, more impressive was the fact that the bear ended up showing up where Fox 17 was during the newscast.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
An unexpected search happening right now in Kent County.
Police officers called to Cascade Township after a bear was spotted wandering around the park. Fox 17's Doug Reardon is out there for us live, and we hear that he has made a return. Doug, you see him there?
You want to see him?
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to step aside. Take a look, guys. There he is. I'm not going to get too close here, but that's our boy. Yeah, today.
He looks hilarious. Bears are hilarious.
They are. He looks like he's sitting up trying to get a better look at the reporter. Like, what's going on? What's the hubbub? Somebody's on the news down there.
Boy, if there really was a good way to just tame them.
Yeah.
There is.
For everyone.
Remove
not just
their teeth and claws.
I feel badly.
Well, that's true. Yeah, if you turned them into the humble bumble of bears.
If Suzanne Jiha was still on the news, we could have had another one of those instances like in Cleveland where they cut out that cardboard cutout of the bear to reenact what the bear was doing.
Yes.
That would have been amazing.
This is what a bear looks like.
They're eating a honey pot.
Earlier today, from my desk, I pretended to call the bear. 4 paws and 2 eyes. That's what a bear has. I'm going to tell you now how bears work. The food goes in the front, you see,
and then comes out the back. Oh, rest in peace, Jiha.
Sometimes bears walk like people, and sometimes they walk like bears.
Back to Fox 17.
Yes.
Out to Cascade Township here to a pretty heavily populated office park where they saw this guy. And interestingly enough, he's not the only guest that we ran into today. We just earlier spoke to the guy who called police originally when
that's not as impressive as actually you seeing the bear.
No, not one bit.
No. Cascade Township. Now, actually, this is great timing because DNR left about an hour ago. Officers left about an hour before that. So they said, hey, heck, this guy's probably long gone by now. These bears sometimes travel 60 to 80 miles away from where they're actually from.
There he is.
They think this might be a transient bear, meaning it just left the care of his mother.
It just wants beans and a railroad to hit on.
Yeah, it's
as
a hobo
opposed to
bear.
the bears that have moved into the suburbs in Ada.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm sure that bear was born right there.
Oh, look at that. He's holding a sign that says, I'm a vet, need money.
Yeah.
Liar.
Right.
Yeah.
Just kind of got a little confused, a little lost. They say it's not necessarily uncommon for bears to wander into thickly populated areas. So, nothing out of the ordinary here for DNR. Of course, for us, very interesting to see a black bear right here. I mean, just down the street off a major highway. So take a listen while we keep an eye on this guy here.
Can you imagine if that bear had started running at him? How crazy this would sound?
That would have been such a much better story.
Well, he would have. I mean, it would have been the national story.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
For like 1 second.
Caught on tape.
It looked, as he was changing positions, I thought, it's going to pounce.
It did. It looked like he was kind of gearing up for a charge.
Here, I mean, just down the street off a major highway. So take a listen while we keep an eye on this guy here to what the first responding officer to see him today had to say.
He stood up halfway between the tree. Looked like he was probably about 150 to 200 pounds. Yeah. Pretty big animal.
What was he doing when you saw him?
He was just standing there.
He was stealing picnic baskets.
Just looking around, seeing the cruiser coming up, and he turned around and he started walking back down the embankment.
Yeah, so essentially what he's doing to us right now. So, again, the best part, I know, amazing, right? How about that for time?
A couple people on Twitter are suggesting this is Rob Bliss paying back the city with a viral bear.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
No, this is too good. The quality of the video.
It's hard to tell how far away he is right now, but he is looking at you. And I don't like the way he's looking at you.
I think we're probably going to wrap it up here. We're a good 90,
go up
100
to
yards
him.
away.
Oh,
So,
man, he's about to do like an Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Anderson, Andersons, I don't like you by those slots bears.
We're going to hop in the car here, and we'll send it back to you guys. Pretty cool, though, huh?
Hey, yeah, he's still in the area.
Pretty amazing.
Breaking news for the GNR.
Yeah, you might
With
want
a
to give
cool
him
story.
911 right
Cool
after you get off
story.
this live shot, too.
Yeah, we're going to give him another call because I know they thought he was long gone, but that's not the case, is it?
Well, hopefully he will stay right around there. That is bugging me out a little bit. Is there a dumpster, anything around there that might be attractive?
What, to put the bear in?
Yeah.
Office park?
It's bugging me
that's
out.
the thing. I'm not 100% sure. We asked DNR, we said, hey, guys, listen, what would make a bear kind of come out here into such a heavily populated area? And they said it just depends. Sometimes they're looking for food. Yeah. Other times they just get a little bit turned around. So hard to tell what the case here is.
Sometimes they want to mount a reporter.
Yeah. Sometimes they just need 30 cents to get on the bus.
Yeah.
Hey, just by the way, also.
That's the end of that.
And that's it. Yeah, that was
Just by the way, also.
End of the story.
Yeah, and by the way.
Meanwhile, our friends at Wood TV8 had a story about the economic development of downtown GR.
Grand Rapids Inc. is giving us a clearer picture of who is living and working in downtown and just how fast it's growing.
24-hour News 8's Tom Hillen sat down with the executive director of Grand Rapids Downtown.
He fixed his hair. It's better. He doesn't look like Kenneth anymore. Oh, I wrecked that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
That's stupid.
Sure. We never figured out the end of the bear story. and now Kenneth isn't Kenneth anymore.
Nothing's working out.
Everything's wrong.
All right, here we go.
Just how fast it's growing.
24-hour News 8's Tom Hillen sat down with the executive director of Grand Rapids Downtown Grand Rapids Inc. to see if things are moving in the right direction. Good morning, Tom.
Well, good morning, Emily and Evan. It's not uncommon to see scenes like you see behind me here, buildings going up in downtown Grand Rapids. Well, as we continue to grow as a city, Downtown Grand Rapids Inc. thinks it's important to know exactly where we are and where that growth is headed, and that's what this new study does.
We have a chance in a city like Grand Rapids to build the city that we want. And so we're not fighting against 50 years or 100 years of pre-existing building stock.
More than 45,000 people work in downtown Grand Rapids, a number that has grown by 10,000 since 2012, DGRI says.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's significant. 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Of really a gangbuster economic moment for our downtown. Can this level of velocity continue to maintain? I think we'll see that.
As far as housing,
I think in the past it's proven that anything that is good right now will always be good forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the tea leaves say.
I mean, Detroit's the same now as it was in 1955.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I think we'll see
if we've learned anything, though, from our brothers over in Detroit, it's that our city will continue to thrive as long as we can keep the poor people out.
Right.
See that.
As far as housing, currently there are 3,300 housing units in downtown, with another 1,300 units currently planned or under construction. The goal, to get that number to 10,000 to attract those national retailers so many people want to see in downtown.
Through GR Forward, we heard time and time from people that they wanted to see an improved retail amenity in downtown, so more opportunities for shopping. Everyday goods like grocery, to comparison goods, like clothes.
There are areas
just say clothes.
Yeah.
You don't need to say comparison goods. People don't need your buzzwords that you guys talk about at your conference meeting.
Good.
There are areas where improvements can be made. Right now, 90% of the people working downtown are white, not the same ethnicity makeup of the city. Also, land use could use improvement. Remember those 45,000 downtown workers? Well, the buildings they work in occupy about 17% of downtown, while the lots they park in take up 26% of the land. And a lot of the land use downtown isn't generating money.
We've got a high percentage of our land use that is non-tax producing, and particularly as it relates to property tax. And so that is a challenge for us.
And now that study went on to talk all about a lot of different numbers, exactly who is living downtown, their age range, their race makeup. And so we have all of that information inside of our story right now at woodtv.com. Reporting live in downtown Grand Rapids, Tom Hillen, 24-hour News 8.
Yeah. It seems like, though, I mean, they sort of said it, like they said, well, we don't have 100 or 150 years of preconceived buildings that we have to deal with. Kind of, to me, that's a reference to Detroit and all the trouble they're having.
Kind of, yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, there's not this long, rich, crazy history. I mean, the city's been here a long time. We've got a few old buildings that have been redone and worked around, but that's the thing. They've all been worked around or with. The ones that are still in existence, they've gutted them and turned them into condos or something, which is cool to see. I like it when they get repurposed like that.
Mike in Allendale. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey, dude. Are you against growth?
I am totally against growth. I am a huge fan of the show. Love you guys. Listen all the time. You are the last 2 hours of my work night because I'm a third shifter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Awesome. Why are you against growth?
I mean, if you look at Detroit, like you were saying, look at the huge empty areas and the horribleness of the city.
Well, yeah, but what about...
I was there with a friend once, and his brand new Mustang just trying to break in the miles from Grand Rapids, just driving across the state. I woke up, he was on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Detroit, and we were being followed by gang members.
What about Chicago or New York City?
Yeah, or San Francisco or Seattle. Those are amazing cities that
I've been to L.A. I was a former Marine.
Yeah,
in
LA's
L.A.,
gross.
I was told to not walk the streets.
Well, no one walks the streets.
That's a horrible thing to hear when you're in a big city.
Yeah, but
Well,
things
I
don't
mean,
have to be that way. I mean, now here's the thing. I kind of like Grand Rapids as a small, big city, like kind of how it
But
is.
there are
I like
lots of
to see it grow.
I agree.
I mean, I love Grand Rapids. I love where I live. And just like you, Joe, yeah, I like it as a smaller city. But once it gets huge, it becomes like Detroit or anywhere else where it's just
there's lots of other
overpopulated, and then trouble comes up.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt the bigger the city, the more chances for trouble you're going to have.
Oh, that's true. No doubt. It will.
I mean, there's no doubt
Yeah.
about that. And
Sure.
I don't think anybody wants to like overtake Detroit in terms of size, or I mean, maybe some people do. I like it the size it is too.
Yeah.
But you add a few more thousand jobs, and that doesn't mean all of a sudden the population goes from 600,000 to 1.8 million.
What about like a great mid-sized city like Nashville or Raleigh?
Exactly.
Those are amazing cities.
Oh, yeah, and certainly they have their areas of crime and things like that. But for the most part,
Every
a
place
lot of the areas though that people want to go are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. But so it's not going to turn into Detroit overnight.
No. I mean, there were so many. Using Detroit as a reference point is just wrong on far too many levels because it's just so different.
Well,
the
especially
economic climate, the social climate at the time. I mean, part of what killed Detroit was it was already teetering, and then the race riots happened, which at this day and age, not that couldn't happen, that there could be race riots or some other mitigating factor, but that freaked a lot of people. That was a major time of turmoil. There were still plenty of cities in America at that time where interracial marriage was illegal.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it in the in 1967. There were areas that it wasn't the case in Detroit, but there was a lot of uprising. And a lot of people just left.
Yeah.
And then and then some of the economic things that were going on the political side where it became a us versus them thing. It was just so different than how Grand Rapids is right now. So I'm not worried about it.
Well, and yeah, every one of the cities you could find a different path.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to move back downtown. I'm so struggling with this whole housing situation. Like, I'm even considering selling the house. Ellen doesn't know about this. And moving back into an apartment downtown. I don't.
Maybe you should write a letter and hand it to her.
Yeah, maybe.
Sounds like you've got. Did you listen to any of the show today? You've got some things you need to say to someone.
Well, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll chat.
Well, if
Will
you're
this
going to do
be
it, if you're
before
really,
or after the signs in the yard.
Yeah. If you do it the right way, you just have to buy one without telling her.
Well, I told her I want to sell our house.
How does she feel about that?
Does she want
has
it?
mixed feelings because she can see how all of the little projects are burdensome.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets that.
Yeah.
But we also, both of us, like the location of the house, the backyard, the
It's pretty great.
style of the house.
I wish I had lived here and that this city was like it is now when I was 23, 24, 25. Now I want to have a yard. I want to have my own space. But man, when I was younger, to be able to live in a downtown like this, where things are happening now, where there's cool bars and there's shows to go to, and plenty of things within walking distance, all the breweries. Oh God, I would have loved it.
I really liked living downtown for the year that we were right smack dab in the middle of the city. It was fun.
Where you lived across the street.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where you're moving?
No. No. But I actually was just pulling up, like, as the story was going on, I was looking at Zillow and the apartments that are downtown, and there are some awesome places.
Yeah. Now, this building, they're going to do a remodel, and I think the one that's going to be just out in the parking lot is going to have residential. You could live in the same building.
I know.
Hell, right now, you could live here and no one would even know it.
That's so true.
I mean, there's so little going on. Do you remember, like, 2 years ago,
For 1 week,
the wall behind you, we put that up when we redid the studio, and I trimmed a lot of that. I brought in my saw and cut them to fit in the adjoining office space. Well, that door was open yesterday, and I walked through there just to look at the new Bob building. And on the floor is still all the sawdust. Like, nothing has changed in 2 years. You could literally live in there, and no one would know the difference.
My only issue would be a shower. I need one of those in the morning.
I just get one of those, like, portable camping ones.
Yeah.
Or just go down to the 4th floor and just hop in the sink. Attach a hose or something and go for it.
Go to a gym
No big
nearby.
deal. There's a drain in the bathroom.
But you have to get Ellen to live with you. It's a good experiment to see if you want to sell your house and enjoy all that downtown living has to offer.
I think you're right about that.
See if she's down for some squatting.
Can't argue.
If she's
down for
interested
that.
in squatting, surely she'll love
And
having her own
she's
place.
TTS.
And living illegally.
Yeah. Well, illegally. No one's told you not to.
Right.
You have
I
access
think
to
it's
the
a good
building.
idea. Plus, it's a lot.
Yeah,
plus
I do.
It's farther away from the Bears.
Believe me, that was the top. That was the thing on the top of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've got
get
to
away
get
from
away
those
from
bears.
the Bears.
Bears.
They're transients, those hobo bears.
Blur, song number 2, 97.9 GRD Rocks.